All right, so today we had a leak. Now, some would argue that there really is no such thing as a proper leak. They're kind of leaked out intentionally. Some would argue that, but we had a leak of Tyson Fury, Oleksandr Usyk, the face-off. Obviously, Steve Bunce is sat at the head of the table. Fury, Usyk. It's only roughly a 12-minute long. The video that's on YouTube now, which may very well get taken down, probably not so, probably in the near future. I mean, probably today at some point. It's 14 minutes long. It has the intro, and then it's about 12 minutes of both guys talking. And normally those face-offs are longer. They're in the 20-minute kind of window. And bear in mind, they are cut down because like I've been present at them and they've been a lot longer, the face-offs and the questions, than 20 minutes. They're just cut down. They take the best bits out and they stick them in. So I doubt that with Fury Usyk it's just a 12-minute face-off. It's probably longer than that, so we probably will get more when they do eventually release it, coming up closer to the fight, probably in the next fortnight or so. But what we did see, I felt was very interesting. It was definitely very different to how the press conference with Fury Usyk was, in a sense of Fury was a lot more respectful. At least I felt he was. There was no insults to Oleksandr Usyk. He obviously said that he's an average size heavyweight in a sense if he's 6'3" and 220 pounds. But there was no insults the way he was at the press conference, where he was really going in trying to call Usyk every name under the sun. It was interesting. There were certain points of it that I want to touch on, and I'm not going to show any footage of it, but I will play some audio just to go along with some of the topics that kind of perked my interest in it. But look, I'd love to see the full version when it comes out, how long it is. If that is the full version, then okay, I've seen it. It was interesting. I enjoyed watching it. So a few things to pick up from. So Tyson Fury basically said that he only needs 5 weeks of preparation. In fact, I should just quote him here directly. If I quote him, listen to what he said directly here.
I've been around the two of you a lot, and I can sense that both of you just want to get this day over, get back in the gym.
I'm not even in the gym.
Feb 17.
I'm
You're
not
in the gym yet.
I don't train this far out. Come on. Who do you think you're talking to?
Ticking over.
A professional athlete. Come on. I train 4 or 5 weeks for these fights.
You said you trained 12 weeks for Francis Ngannou.
Please. Yeah, like I trained 12 weeks for Wilder and everybody else. 4 or 5 weeks. How much training does a man need? 3 or 4 weeks of sparring, 1 week resting. Done.
Oleksandr, you trained more than 5 weeks?
Yeah. So 5 weeks of preparation, and then when Steve Bunce says, well, you said you did 12 weeks for Ngannou. Listen, that's Fury just doing what Fury does. He says things, then he says something else, then he says something else. It amazes me that his fans take that as gospels. It really does, because, they'll say, Fury said it must be true. And then when it's proven not true, oh, but he always does this. It's like it's either one or the other. With Fury, you take everything he says with a grain of salt. I mean, we know that he's already been in camp going probably back to December. I think Moses Atauma was in his camp going back to the month of December, before the Day of Reckoning card. So we know he's already started sparring, he's already started training. So saying that it's only 5 weeks, no, that's definitely not the case. That was one thing that kind of, it perked my interest. The second bit was, now, you might argue and say, gee, is that really... Make it out as though that he already knows that this is going to be easy because he's fought southpaws before and that he's used to left-handers. And he uses his dad, John, and his brother as an example. Oh, they're both left-handers. They both ate Oleksandr Usyk. And John Fury, to even insinuate that, like, oh yeah, John Fury, he's left-handed. John Fury, have a look at his pro career. It wasn't stellar. It wasn't stellar, to say the least. Far from it. Then, the interesting one that I really thought was interesting. For me, there was no mind games. Right, it wasn't like Fury was trying to play mind games with Usyk, nor do I think was Oleksandr Usyk trying to play mind games with Tyson Fury. The interesting bit was when he brought up Oleksandr Usyk's earring and tried to make it out that, he used the word beginning with P, that, they wear earrings. And when Usyk explained the full story, I did, like, Tyson kind of was like, when you see someone and you're just like, oh crap, what do I say now? And he went on to say, yeah, well, where we are, we use a certain word that we're not going to use on YouTube. I did like listening to that bit there. I did. And Usyk's face when, Tyson said it, it was just a real no. It was a real stone. No. I did like that. I did like the response from Usyk. It was good. It was good to watch that bit. And then we get into the bit which I will play for you now. Look, they brought up Anthony Joshua. They were obviously going to do that, right? Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. If Fury wins, you would imagine that Joshua, if he beats Ngannou, that fight is going. I mean, Turkey Al Sheikh has even said that that's going to happen. Have a listen to what Fury's response was.
That's it.
That's the full flush.
Full flush. The royal flush.
There would be Joshua somewhere down the line, in theory.
No.
Okay.
He beat Joshua twice. So
that takes care of that.
Can't even mention Joshua in the same table. He's beat Joshua twice. I beat Wilder twice. Now, whoever wins out of me and him, which is going to be me, then that's it. King of the castle. End of.
I didn't like that response from Tyson Fury. Yes, he's right. He's 100% right. Oleksandr Usyk did beat Anthony Joshua twice. Schooled him twice. But that was Oleksandr Usyk who did it, not you, Tyson. You haven't beaten Anthony Joshua. It's just so frustrating when you see that, because Wilder is bad for it as well. When Andy Ruiz stopped Anthony Joshua in 2019, Deontay Wilder was acting as though he did it. I mean, you literally... And it was made all the more funny because it was kind of like, Wilder, mate, you do realise that that's probably the biggest payday. Before the Saudis got involved, you were like, that's probably the biggest payday gone down to Swanee now by Andy Ruiz. And you are happy about that. I don't like it when fighters say that, and it's like, oh well, he lost to this guy, and once I beat him, that proves. No, it doesn't. I mean, that literally, I'll go and I'll use the analogy. Joe Joyce beat Joseph Parker. Joe Joyce got beat by Zhilei Zhang. There is a very good chance Joseph Parker beat Zhilei Zhang. That's boxing. It's always going to be like that. Just because he beat this guy doesn't mean you did. And the only way to find out if you would beat him is, guess what? To fight him. It's easy for, people to say, oh, well, Fury is the best heavyweight. Of course he would have beaten Joshua. Yeah, but would have and did are two different things. He hasn't fought him. We don't know. How do we not know? We go in, they announce a fight. Anthony Joshua goes in and beats him. How do we know that's going to? We don't know. And then Anthony Joshua fights Usyk again, he loses again. But Fury beats Usyk. So I don't like it when fighters say that, oh, well, I beat this guy and he beat this guy, so I don't have to fight him because he beat him. No. Doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. That was pretty much the face-off in a nutshell. I was going to call it gloves are off. That's the Sky thing. This was the face-off in a nutshell. Like I said, there wasn't a lot to go on because it was only about 12 minutes long. Maybe in the next fortnight we'll see the full extended version, which I would imagine is longer than 12 minutes. It will probably be going to the 20-minute mark, and we can maybe dissect that a little bit more. I enjoyed it. As I said, it wasn't like the press conference, Fury and Usyk. Well, Usyk really didn't do much at the press conference, but Fury, there was no real insults, very respectful. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this fight, lads. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. Looking forward to it. Let me know, have you seen it? If not, I'm sure there's see, I was lucky, I downloaded it before I went onto YouTube, downloaded and was like boom before it went down. So I'm sure there's copies out there. I'm sure it's on, if it's not on YouTube, you can get it on, what's it called, Vimeo or Daily Motion or something. I'm sure it's there knocking around somewhere. So let me know. Hope you enjoyed it, people. Peace.